It's the Monday Morning Show. Today is March 12th, 2019. I'm Ken LaSalle from kenlasalle.com. And, that's pretty much all I have. I'm a writer with burnout. I couldn't write a story if you paid me, which is surprisingly ironic for a guy with burnout. Although, there is one story that, I could tell you this one story about a person I knew in high school. No, come back. Don't walk out on me yet. Don't change to another. It's not that bad, really. It's a story about a friend of mine who recently passed away. Give me a chance here. You don't know where this is going. Just, you gotta trust me, okay? There's something that I've been wanting to get off of my chest. It's a complicated story. A complicated love story. Insofar as, well, something tells me that if I can somehow tell you this story and have it make sense, that maybe I can also somehow start dealing with my burnout. Because my burnout and the passing of my friend happened at about the same time. One didn't cause the other. Neither caused the other. But enough of the jokes. I think Kelly's passing helped bring on a burnout that was long in coming. I'll say that. So, anyway, her name was Kelly. And in 1981, she was the most beautiful girl at Valley High School in Santa Ana. This is a fact that can never be disputed. She had an amazing body. Yes, I'm going to sound creepy here. I was 14 years old, and I think she was 15. Hormones were involved, so there you go. The thing is, I fell for her like a ton of bricks. In the next few years, I tried to tell her, until I finally did, after I moved safely out of range. Just as an aside, I was one of those kids who would get a crush at the drop of a hat. No, scratch that. I'm one of those people who get a crush at the drop of a hat. I'm not stupid, but I'll let my emotions run away in the Escher Disney I have up in my head. And meanwhile, in the middle of all this, I actually Cyranoed her to another guy. It was a French farce, is what it was. I was a messed up kid, and Kelly was my last, thank God, honest-to-God crush. She scared the hell out of me, she was so beautiful. We were both theater geeks, and one day, while hanging out near the ticket booth, Kelly hooked her arm through mine and started walking with me to her rendition of the Wedding March. When Kelly and I reconnected about a decade or so ago, she used that incident as proof of her claim that she, Kelly, had a crush on me, Ken, too. Which is how you know that Kelly was a liar, because that's just not possible. And besides, who are you going to believe? And I never stopped adoring Kelly. I couldn't help myself. Having aged, it was as if Kelly and I had the best parts of a relationship with none of the hassle. Were she to be believed, you could say that we had both fallen in love without ever having to suffer through a breakup. And now, she's gone. And I just needed a chance to say a few things, just to get this off my chest. Because it dies with me now. I didn't realize what a huge fan of mine Kelly was until she was gone. I think I'd started to take for granted her constant support. She was always in my corner. She was always on my side. She was amazing. But here's the thing I wanted to tell you about. It's a snippet of a memory now, a part of another life, long ago. So it's about 1988. And I'm getting ready to get married at about that time. And here's the thing about my first marriage. We had the ceremony at a red flag factory. They served red flag cake at the reception. Things did not look good. I was really hoping for some way out. Some way I wouldn't have to go through with this wedding. I mean, I wasn't intentionally subverting it. I wanted to get married, but I dreaded a divorce. And the Titanic hits the iceberg 100% of the time, ladies and gentlemen. I needed some global warming to melt that iceberg. Like some random girl to suddenly appear out of nowhere and... Now, this is where you're going to think I'm kidding you, but I assure you I am not kidding. Kelly called. I remember sitting on the floor. But it's so long ago now, I don't remember where. In my mind, the scene is set as if in a cheap community theater production. A barren floor is lit by an isolated tight beam of light as one lone figure holds a phone to his head. I don't remember what led Kelly to call. I do remember that we discussed my impending marriage at great length. The impression I have of that phone call, of that memory, is one of tremendous longing. We didn't bother to tell each other how we felt. We wouldn't admit that we had always secretly loved the other person for about another 20 years. Long too late to do anything about it. In Kelly's case, of course, she was just saying that to make me feel better, and I appreciate that, but I don't need it. I don't believe in an afterlife. I believe that this is our life. Right now. We get this one. And we should appreciate that. I talk about Kelly in The Most Amazing Book You've Ever Heard in Your Entire Life, which is an audiobook of sorts, available on iTunes and Amazon, and wherever audiobooks are sold online. And you can support this podcast, of course, by picking up a copy. Until next time, be good to yourself, be kind to others, and let's make this world a better place.